To a round of PK Crash Plays, one of my all-time favorite games. Long ago, the War of the Magi reduced the world to a scorched wasteland and magic simply ceased to exist. 1,000 years have passed. Iron, gunpowder, and steam engines have been rediscovered and high technology reigns. But there are some who would enslave the world by reviving the dread destructive force known as magic. Can it be that those in power are on the verge of repeating a senseless and deadly mistake? There's the town. Hard to believe an Esper's been found intact there, 1,000 years after the War of the Magi. Think it's still alive? Probably, judging from the urgency of our orders. And this woman, this sorcerer, why is she here? I heard she fried 50 of our Magitech armored soldiers in under 3 minutes. Not to worry. The slave crown on her head robs her of all conscious thought. She'll follow orders. We'll approach from the east. Move out! So, welcome once again to one of my all-time favorite games. This is Final Fantasy VI. Known as Final Fantasy III here in the States, we never really got a chance to meet the actual Final Fantasy III for many, many years. This was considered our third Final Fantasy, even though this technically was the sixth in the line of succession. They had a weird time with the Japanese market, thinking that these games just wouldn't fit here, and so a lot of the other ones like 3 and 5 got left out of the mix, and so we were left more or less with this and Final Fantasy IV as Final Fantasy II. So with that, I always grew up knowing this as Final Fantasy III, but this is one of the first things I remember when I was a little kid, sitting in my back room with my grandmother as we watched this cinematic play out and all these credits roll. Just the epicness of these 3 soldiers marching through the snow all alone as they slowly make their way towards this mining town of Narshe. I call it Narshe, it's probably Narsh, but I'm gonna call everything as I did when I was a kid. Which means there's probably going to be plenty of inaccuracies, but I do not care. I have waited so long to play this game, and I hope you guys are really excited for this. Yes, this has one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. Honestly, this is just the perfect combination for me. Oh, here we go. Let's put her on point. No sense taking any risks. Forward. Alright, so obviously, before we start breaking into that, we have 3 characters here. Question Mark, Wedge, and Vix. And yes, those are Star Wars characters, so enjoy that. Battle speed, message speed, we're going to kick that up. I'm going to kick this over to short because I end up using that a lot more later on. We're going to show the gauge. That's going to go. We're going to have that set to reset. Optimum for that one. Single controller. I'm going to leave all that alone. However, I do like some of these other window effects. So I will be doing them. And we'll do this. Yeah, we'll keep it white. I don't want to shift it up too much. Here we go. Imperial Magitech armor? Not even Narshe's safe anymore. So these two are kitted out with basically 3 attack beams, fire, ice, and bolt, and heal force, which basically allows them to do an immediate heal. While Question Mark there is kitted out with one of the best Magitech armors in the game. She basically gets to just unload with all the arsenal. Narshe's freedom depends on us. Oh, I'm gonna have to fight the dogs. I'm sorry, doggies. Getting less sorry as you scratch me. But I will tech missile this dude in the face. Boom. Man, 427 damage. It really makes you understand just like, you know, how terrifying the force is for these guys. Like, these poor individuals are all out here with like little hatchets and shields, basically all covered up in robes, while we're marching into town in this armor, big metallic armor with claws and tanks on the back and just like firing off magic bolts. We've got him trapped now. Oh, now we're getting to experience the pincer attack. No running away here. We're gonna test out fire. Gonna heal her up because she's getting low. Seriously, how are you supposed to compete with this? Like, their heals are infinite. You don't have to worry about, like, running out of any of that stuff. And then she can do this. Just dissolve that guy away, molecule by molecule. Oh, she got a level up. Good job, Unknown. No Name. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with No Name. She's No Name. We must defend the mines! What are those things? Those are mammoths? There we go, I'll hit him with Bioblast. See what you think of that. Just how terrifying this is, though. Like I said, these are just individuals in this town, like, not really even soldiers, just people and animals. And these armored people just come stomping in and tearing through their forces like butter. According to our source, the Frozen Esper was found in a new mine shaft. Maybe this one? Won't know till we find out. Ooh, were-rats. Vicious looking things. There we go, we're gonna hit him with all 3 elements. Got lightning, fire, and now ice. Hit him with the trifecta. Oh, more level ups for the guards. Isn't that nice? An eerie glow surrounds you. Want info about save points? No, we're good. Played this game more times than you could ever possibly know, video game. We have our first save. Oh, and she can also cure, which I'm gonna go ahead and do real quick. Because why not? It's not like I need to use her magic anyway. I'll handle this. Stand back. Ha! Your sticks are no match for my metal. Oh. We won't hand over the Esper. Welk, get him! Oh. Our first boss battle! Hold it! Think back to our briefing. What about it? Do you recall hearing about a monster that eats lightning? And stores the energy in its shell? Right, so whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Alright already. So the idea here is we obviously want to attack this thing's face, but we don't want to attack its shell. Probably going to retreat into its shell here before too long. I think it does 3 attacks. So 2 slimes and then 1 attack, and then it does this, grew, and then just goes into its shell. So from here, this is where you want to start healing up your forces. Basically, just take the opportunity to get your health back up into fighting shape. Because you want to wait until it comes out of its shell. God, this music slaps. There we go. Now it's out of its shell. I'm gonna smack it in the face with a tech missile. And we're gonna just bolt beam it to pieces because there's no weakness on it really. It just takes hits. And for being called a lightning-eating monster, it doesn't really actually eat lightning. There we go. Now it's going back into its shell. So we're gonna heal force that dude. I'm just gonna actually have these guys defend. Because I want her to be the one that's actually attacking. Even though she's been slowed. She does the most damage, so we're gonna hit it with another tech missile. Oh, and there it goes. 3 tech missiles and a bolt to the face. That's all it took. You call that an ultimate weapon. Ooh, got a potion. Yeah, we're gonna march right in here and steal your Esper. Oh, but we're also gonna stomp some of your were-rats. There we go. Got a little extra XP before we go down with this Esper. This is the Frozen Esper. So, I believe this is called Quetzalcoatl in the update, but they call him Tritok in this. Hey, what's the matter? Do you know something we don't? The frozen creature began emitting an eerie light. Where's that light coming from? Oh, ah! Hey! Wedge! Where are you? What's happening? Where am I? Whoa! And I only just removed the crown. Head hurts. Easy. This is a slave crown. The others had complete control over you while you were wearing it. I can't remember a thing. Don't worry. It'll all come back to you. In time, that is. A mysterious young woman, controlled by the Empire and born with the gift of magic. This is Terra, and she is our very first character in Final Fantasy VI. One of the few times where you actually got a woman as a main character starting off. My name is Terra. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering this fast. Open up! Give us back the girl in the Empire's Magitech armor! Open this door! We want that girl! She's an officer of the Empire! Empire? Magitech armor? Look, I have to get you out of here. I don't have time to explain. Over here. I'll be right there. I'm just gonna do this first. By the way, this is actually the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy III. So, unfortunately, we will not have a sprint button off the bat, so my apologies. Make your way out through the mines. I'll keep these brutes occupied. So first we're going to check out what her equipment is. She's just got a knife, a buckler, leather hat, and leather armor, and that's basically all she gets. Not much, no relics, and she has 2 spells to her name, Cure and Fire. So there we go. Off we go. She's up there! Oh crap, we've been spotted. I could have technically played the Game Boy Advance version because I own both, but this is the original and I want everyone to be able to kind of enjoy it much like I did when I was a kid. So we're gonna just go straight through, no new names, no nothing, just gonna play it as I did all those years ago. So this might be a little unsettling for everyone who's kind of used to how I did things with Chrono and Earthbound. You know, like we've had 3 different RPG styles that have played in 3 completely different ways. Chrono was kind of like this, but it was more based around, you know, top-down and where everyone's positions were. This is more or less just old-school RPG. Oh, and we have the poorly named Phoenix Down with an F. And yes, I will be getting both treasure chests. Because I'm a glutton like that. Plus, it's gonna get a little extra EXP at this point, because, you know, we are only level 4. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That thing has like a little death throw. But hey, level up, level 5. That's what I'm talking about. Got a sleeping bag. Technically, I can only use that at a save point, and I could go back and use it, but I've already come too far. We must press on. Okay. Got our were-rats down. Keep on making our way through the mines. Got her! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oop. God, I love the sprite work in this game. It's so good. My sweet little magic user. With this slave crown, I'll practically own you. Oh, Kafka. So this is essentially showing you what's going on with the slave crown. Good! Burn up everything! Essentially, that just shows that he put the slave crown on her and he can make her do whatever he wants. Sick, sick puppy. We stand on the brink of a major breakthrough. In the days to come, we'll witness a total revival of magic. It is our destiny, and ours alone, to take this mystic force and claim what is rightfully ours. With our newfound power, nothing can stand in our way. Hurrah! Long live Emperor Gestal! Poor Terra. But now, we get to meet my favorite character of all time. Took you long enough. How goes the robbing and plundering trade? Treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. Everyone meet Locke, my boy, and best boy of game, so decreed by me. I prefer the term treasure hunting. Semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference! Anyway, were you the one who sent for me? Yeah, there's a girl I'd like you to meet. This better not have anything to do with that magic tech riding Imperial witch. Imperial troops are pursuing her even as we speak. This town is no match for the Empire. Our independence can only be assured if we join forces with the Returners, an underground resistance movement. That girl wasn't responsible for her actions. We must get her to understand our dilemma. Alright. I think we'd better help her. Agreed. Make your way first to Figaro and talk to the king. Boom! Here's my boy! Setting to square up with some enemies. Now we've gotcha. Oh boy. Wonderful. There's a whole bunch of them. Koopa! Moogles! Are you saying you want to help me? Koopo! Use us to save Terra from the guards. Need more information? Sure, why not? You'll fight using 3 different groups. Press the Y button to switch between them. Your job is to defend the commander of the guards, or defeat the commander of the guards before his men reach Terra. Save her, or else. Well, that's a nice little threat. Let's do it. So, we got ourselves a pack of Moogles that are helping us, and Locke here is level 7, so we're in pretty good shape. And he's the only one I can check for his equipment, by the way, so... Nothing special amongst this group. We're going to have them set right here. And we're going to switch over to my other group, where we have one of my other favorite characters, Mog. He's level 11, super powerful, and he has the ability of Dance. Keep that in mind, because we're going to know about that much, much later. Alright, so we're going to set up a defensive perimeter and basically block off all avenues for these things to get through. Oh, and these guys, Kushu, Kurin, Kuru, and Kamog. And we're going to basically just let them all run into things and duke it out. Just gonna have them all straight up fight down the way. Okay. It's one down. And now Locke's group's getting a pair. By the way, Locke's theme is one of my absolute favorites in this game. There's so many good themes, but this one right here has always been my favorite. Just so heroic. Check out that group. Those Moogles know how to kick some butt. There we go. Now we're gonna get to do some with Mog. And this is really all we needed to do, but I like showing off the attack mechanics, and it just seems a little more epic when you get everybody fighting, instead of just, you know, having Mog run straight to the boss, which I'm about to go do. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna fight with Locke real quick. Luckily they haven't been casting... Oh, well, here we go. I was about to say, but I jinxed myself. They haven't been casting Blizzard, so no one's dead yet. This friggin' mammoth can go ahead and die, though. Okay. So with that, time to get up there, Mog. Taking out that commander. Booyah! Boss time! Lobo and the Marshal. So obviously he's going to slow one of them down. Or, no, he stopped him. But we're going to go and do Dusk Requiem, because Mog is going to stomp him in with some dance moves. Oh, there goes the Marshal. And some Elfire for good measure. Whoa! 1,162 damage. So, Mog's a Bamf. We'll just keep that in mind. The cuddly teddy bear can kick some butt. Thanks, Moogles. We're in your debt. Time to mosey. Yeah, Locke can move at a clip when it's, you know, not you actually moving as him. I think this switch will... Yep. Secret passage. Oh, you're back with us now. You saved me? Save your thanks for the Moogles. I can't remember anything, past or present. You have amnesia? A man said my memory would come back. Give it time. You're safe with me. I give you my word. I won't leave you until your memory returns. By the way, this secret entrance might be useful someday. Don't forget about it. Heroic pose. Alright. Shut that down. Now we're going to take a quick moment to go up here. Classroom for the beginner. Here we have answers to your questions about the world. Think of us as your advisors. This is where you would go if you, say, had never played this game before and wanted to learn all the mechanics, but we're going to use it just for this bucket where I'm going to give everyone a quick seizure, and then we're going to walk out. I could technically grab some items from chests, but yeah. So now we have my boy Locke and Terra. Making our way south now, we're going to head to the Kingdom of Figaro. First, we're going to fight a cute little bunny on some lettuce. Hooray! We just massacred an individual! Now we're walking through the forest, no baddies there, and now the desert. Figaro Castle. Wait! Hey! Oh, it's you. Proceed. Another good theme. Welcome to Figaro Castle, everyone. The weirdest kingdom out in the middle of nowhere that you'll ever meet. And here's its king, King Edward. Or Edgar, sorry, Edgar. You mean this young woman? Who do you think you are? Oh, sorry. How rude of me to turn my back to a lady. The young king of Figaro Castle, allied to the Empire, and a master designer of machinery. Of course, as you can see, I'm just lowercasing everyone's name, but yes. There we go, Edgar. I am Edgar, king of Figaro. Surprised someone like me knows a king? I'll talk to you later. Oh, there he goes. So, you're an Imperial soldier. No problem. Figaro and the Empire are allies. Please, relax while you're here. It's not in my blood to harm a lady. Look, why are you helping me? Is it because of my abilities? I'll give you 3 reasons. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type. I guess your abilities would be a distant third. What's with you anyway? Guess my technique's getting a bit rusty. I suppose a normal girl would have found him dashing. But I'm hardly normal. So we get a little time with Terra. We're gonna just explore the castle grounds now. There's all these nice little suits of armor. And this triumphant music that I love so much. Now we're gonna go over here. Guess I could go to sleep, but I've already got myself healed from the bucket, and we really didn't take any damage on our way here, so... Let's do this. We're gonna go out here, and... Oh, look, the Chocobo. This is Figaro, the desert castle. And here's my favorite door. And here's my favorite old lady telling me stories. Edgar has a twin brother. He was such a nice boy. Now we learn about another new character. Another one of my favorites. Brother. What's wrong with father? What's all this talk of his successor? Are you blind? Look how thin his face has become. What is it? Brother? Tears? Edgar's twin brother, who traded the throne for his own freedom. Everybody welcomes Sabin to the group. At least not immediately, but down the line. We have our third or fourth main character. Yes, his name is Sabin. Oh, he looked so like his father. When he ran away, he was a sweet little child. I wonder what he's like now. So, with that little bit of backstory, where we obviously just learned about, how the king's throne went to a couple of young bucks, we're gonna make our way back to the throne room and meet with Edgar once again for some more backstory and dialogue. Oh, there's the Chancellor. The whole business of the secession was so repugnant to Sabin, the king's brother, that he fled the castle forever. The secession was settled with a coin toss. Oh, the king's back. Well, how do you like my castle? King Edgar! Someone from the Empire to see you, sir. Probably Kefka. Phooey. Emperor Gestal's stupid orders. Edgar, you pinhead! Why do you have to live in the middle of nowhere? These recon jobs are the pits. There's sand on my boots. Yes, sir. All set, sir. Idiots. Sir Kefka, what on earth do... Out of my way! And now we're playing as Edgar. I thought we were allies. What are you doing in my domain? You've been busy down south, looking for more cities to destroy. That's for us to know. Well, what brings Kefka, humble servant of Emperor Gestal, into our lowly presence? A girl of no importance recently escaped from us. We heard she recently found refuge here. This wouldn't have anything to do with this witch everyone's been whispering about, would it? Lies! She merely stole something of minor value. Is she here? Oh, that's a tough one. You see, there's more girls here than grains of sand out there. I can't keep track of them all. I'd hate to be you if we find out you're lying. I truly hope nothing happens to your precious Figaro. I'd say that guy's missing a few buttons. Where's Terra? Take her to her room. I'd love to stay and chat with you, but the Chancellor and I must plan our strategy. Sometimes I hate being a king. If you'll excuse me. Oh, follow me. Hey, I remember this room. There was plot and dialogue here. Excuse me, Chocobo. Don't you worry about a thing. You're Locke, right? Edgar told me about you. Is it true you're a thief? That's Treasure Hunter. On the surface, Edgar pretends to support the Empire. The truth is, he's collaborating with Returners, an organization opposed to the Empire. I'm his contact with that group. The old man you met in Narshe is one of us. Empire? But I'm a soldier of the Empire. That's not true. They were using you. Things are different now. I don't understand. What should I do? Look, I can't tell you what to do. You don't have to decide right now. You'll soon find your way. But how will I know which way is right? You'll get there, girl. Huh? What the... What's happening? It's the Empire! It's Kefka! What are you doing? Bring me the girl, now! I don't know what you're talking about. Then, welcome to my barbecue! Get ready. Yes, sir. Changed your mind? I guess I have no choice. Or maybe I do. Ha! Shameful that a king should flee, leaving his people behind. How utterly delightful! Jump! Ooh, we're making getaways on Chocobo. Okay, dive now! Yahoo! Figaro submerged mode activated. No one can touch the people of Figaro. It's so cool. It's a submergible castle. Go! Get them! Oh, Magitech soldiers. Not good. Oh, shoot. They almost killed her with that one round of attacks. Edgar, what's the matter? You look positively spooked. Did you just see what I saw? Yeah, this kid seems loaded for bear. She's amazing. That was magic! M-A-G-I-C! Magic? She used magic? Terra, where on earth did you learn that? Sorry, Look, I didn't mean to make such a big deal of this. Me either. It's just that I've never actually seen magic before. Where did you... Edgar, Terra can use magic and we can't. That's the only difference between us. The fact is, we really could use her help. Thank you, Locke. Thank you, Edgar. Stop swooning. Oh, never mind. Didn't get a chance to use fire. We kicked their butts and got free potions. Bravo, Figaro! Ah, you son of a submariner! They'll pay for this. This is great. Was that a bad person? I'm scared. Terra, there's someone I'd like you to meet. We're members of the Returners. Our mentor, Bannon, would certainly like to meet you. Magic is going to be key to winning this war. Magic. Terra has magical powers. That Esper seemed to react to her. Can there be some connection? I haven't the foggiest. It just seems natural to me that I have the use of this power. But no human is born with the powers you seem to have, and... well, there you go. You'd gone and did it. I apologize. What should I do? I'm sure the Empire is going to come after you. If they get their hands on you again, the world's finished. Terra, you want to understand your own powers, right? Then I think we need to consult with Bannon. Please. Okay, to the south there's a cave that leads to South Figaro. And now we get to ride on a Chocobo. Chocobo, baby. Dismount. Thank you, Birdie. Gonna quickly use a sleeping bag on poor Locke here, because he's been beaten all to hell. Even though I didn't really need to, and you'll see why. Alright. There we go. Into the cave. King Edgar, where are you headed? Through the cave, and eastward to South Figaro. Return to the castle and tell the others we're safe. Yes, sir. Take care. And we go. Oh, well, here we go. So luckily I did heal up a little bit, because I probably would have actually gotten destroyed by these things. So Edgar's got a special ability, and his is basically using tools of all sorts. And he has one that's called the auto crossbow that lets him shoot everything on the field. Really, really helpful early on. Because there's infinite ammo. And it is glorious. Recovery spring. So that basically just healed us all to full. And that's why I said I didn't really need to use that sleeping bag. But, like I said, never can be too careful in this game. Especially early on. A lot of easy ways to die if you're not smart. Anyway, we'll have Locke. He is the thief, or the treasure hunter as he likes to keep calling himself, so he can steal. And that's good for us getting like free things here and there early on. And that'll be much more crucial later on when we can get some really good stuff out of him. But right now we'll use Edgar to basically stomp the yard. Get a lot of good experience and gold pieces out of the equation. So I could explore a little bit more and get some extra stuff, and I think I will, just because can't hurt. Having a couple extra things here and there. Now, of course, I get attacked before I can open the chest. Oh, but we get a preemptive attack, so hey. Bonus! It's just so cool. It just shoots everything on the field. Oh, she got a new level and a new spell. They call it Antidote in this, which is obviously because of the text limitations, but it's supposed to mean antidote. Like, you know, a heal spell so you can take away poison. Got a free couple of pot shots off. More free cash. I'm going to try my best not to actually run in this at all, if I can help it. Because the more experience we get, the better off we're going to be. And this game is actually pretty solid about the notion of not needing to really grind for any reason. Though I will be doing some later on, obviously, for story-related reasons, and you'll see those points and I'll talk about them. Mainly because I'll do all the grinding off camera. I have no qualms with doing that stuff on my own. This game is so fun. I legitimately could play it all the time. Though I will say I do kind of miss the aspects of sprinting that they brought to the Game Boy Advance remake. The idea that you can obviously move through a lot of places without having to put on sprint shoes is really, really good. But that's okay. I can sacrifice early on for some, you know, sprint shoes spots once we get to our first town. But yeah, got ourselves a good Phoenix down, and then we go up into that chamber up there. And we get ourselves out of this hellhole. So this game has actually two things that it can do in terms of added abilities. Like, you can obviously do defend and you can change your row. Changing your row basically like has no real effect except for it makes you take less damage by physical means. Though if obviously whatever you're fighting is ranged, it will not really be affected. And if you are not yourself a ranged fighter, you can actually lose some damage that way because it makes you hit a little less powerfully. But say using his auto crossbow and having him in the back row has no effect on him because it's a ranged weapon, so it's really good for ranged fighters is basically what I'm saying there. And it's a good strategy going forward if you obviously are fighting things that are tougher to hit. Because then you won't watch them die every 5 seconds. So we're obviously going to go into the first new town, so we're going to save outside of it, and we're going to walk in. Welcome to South Figaro. Oh, and there's a shady, mysterious figure walking down here we're going to follow for no reason whatsoever. Another good theme song. There he is. Well, at the very least, you could give me a response. Stand back. He seems vaguely familiar. Wait a minute. He owes allegiance to no one, and will do anything for money. He comes and goes like the wind. Everybody, welcome Shadow to the game. Yes, this awesome ninja can be part of our crew someday. That's Shadow. He'd slit his mama's throat for a nickel. Better steer clear of him, I guess. Leave us. The dog eats strangers. So that's Shadow, a hired assassin. He has a dog named Interceptor, which is one of the coolest names for a dog, and one of the coolest dogs in video games. And I will fight anyone to the death on that one. Got ourselves healed up, which is nice, because we were looking a little worse for wear there. Now we're going to go do one of my favorite first things, and get ourselves set up with some relics. But first we're going to see one in action. Equip relics to gain a variety of abilities. These double my walking speed. Yeah! Ah! What a clown. Relics give your party members a variety of abilities. For example, Sprint Shoes double your speed. True Knight lets you shield others during battle. Dragoon Boots add the jump command to your battle list. Gauntlet allows you to hold a sword with both hands. Use the main menu to equip up to 2 relics per person. So with that, we can buy Sprint Shoes, Goggles, Star Pendant, Jewel Ring, and True Knight. Basically, if you want to check what they do, you click on them and then it says down there, protect party members who are low on HP, Jewel Ring protects against Dark and Petrify, protects against Poison, and protects against Dark. So we will obviously be wanting some of those, especially Poison coming up. But right now we're going to get a pair of Sprint Shoes and leave it at that. Because right now all we need is the ability to run. So, Sprint Shoes. And now, dun 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 dun, I can book it. Now I don't need to worry about taking forever to get places. So that's why we did that. So now, we're going to go around town a little bit. We're actually going to get ourselves set up with some gear. So obviously we want to upgrade some weapons, and these two can equip Regal Cutlasses, so we're going to give them both swords. And we're going to give him a Mithril Blade, so he can also have a sword and no longer just a dinky little knife. I can also get him set up with some tools, but the reason I'm not going to do that is because I can actually get those for much cheaper at Figaro Castle when it comes back later on, so we're not going to do that. So I got those, we're going to go over here, and we're going to set ourselves up with shields, and since they can all buy the same shield, we're going to do that. So that's obviously good for all of us, and we can all wear it, so there we go. And I can wear the Kung Fu suit, and she can wear the cotton robe. Check it out! We got ourselves all equipped, and I didn't even need to go and farm. How about that? So we'll optimize. This is easily the best way to do things until much later in the game when you actually need to do things personally. So I just do optimize, and look at that. He's equipped, and she's equipped. Holy crap, that was that fast. So we literally just like doubled our power and our defense right there. Very solid moves. And I have a little bit of walking around cash, but unfortunately I don't have any, thing to buy per se. I could start getting potions and stuff, but you'll see why that's not even a worry at the moment. For right now, we kind of done everything that we can here right now. There's a couple of things I can do, but nothing really story related, so we're gonna just move on. And we're gonna try out our new weapons. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep on fighting. Have them keep on fighting, and I'm gonna use the auto crossbow and just do all the damage ever. Yeah, and so when you're back attacked, I think it changes your row automatically for you, so you do less damage when you're being back attacked. It's weak sauce, but not bad when you have Edgar in the party and can do your auto crossbow. What's that smell? Flowers. His favorite. These dishes. They were his favorite. And this. His favorite tea. Ah, welcome aboard, Master Fran. Good to have you here. Especially one of my all-time favorite games. So it's obvious that somebody lives here that Edgar knows. Sabin. He was here? What the? You know this guy? Of course. He left a couple of days ago after he heard Master Duncan was slain. He headed into the mountains. I heard Duncan's son, Vargas, is missing as well. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, life is going pretty good. Just, doing a lot more streaming these days to kind of tide myself over until Cyberpunk 2077 comes out. And since we beat Chrono Trigger, I wanted to play one of my other favorites, and this one's obviously my personal favorite. Final Fantasy V is a really good one, and I will do that one eventually. But I actually have never beaten Final Fantasy V, so that's going to be a big excursion in and of itself. Yeah, definitely Final Fantasy V is a beast all its own with its job class setup, and the fact that they never released it here in the States, and it's a total crime that they were that stupid. But yes, and Final Fantasy V is definitely hard. You gotta know what you're doing there, or you get yourself stomped a lot. Oh, cool, we got some level ups there. So we're gonna do a quick couple of level up things. I think we want to have at least one of them at level 10 before we even go to Mount Colts, because if you basically walk into that place without level 10 and at least a little bit of, you know, buffer, you're gonna watch a lot of these characters get their butts kicked. Plus I need to get some things like healing potions and stuff really set up for myself before I go there. Have some tinctures if I can help it, because I'm going to need a lot of help with poison and such. And the best part is right now I can just kind of wander around the map, fight things, and get free healing from Sabin's bed. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the confidence. I have played this a lot, so I probably could be fine, but I always try and take it just a little easy, because there's sometimes I'm just not at my best, and I feel like I fail to acknowledge certain problems. So we're gonna heal real quick. And then I'm going to run back to South Figaro, get some items, and then we're going to take the Chocobo over to Mount Colts. Because I like to be fresh-faced when I start running into that place. Oh yeah. Auto crossbow. Oh, that's true. I try not to do too much grinding before I get the Espers, because I definitely like to start packing the heat with them later on, but right now I at least want to try and make sure I'm somewhat decent for some of the conflicts that are coming up. Like, nothing's real serious, but it's always nice to have them at least set up for the couple of boss fights that I got before we start really getting them going on this game. So with this, I think we'll go ahead and make sure I got some tinctures, or tonics, sorry. I can't get tinctures at the moment. Antidote, want to make sure I got at least 11 of those. I want to have a tint, because I'll get some more later, but right now that's a good thing to have. Don't have to worry about things that'll petrify me right now. Blind I can take care of with relics. So actually I'm going to go ahead and sell my old Mithril Blade, Mithril Knife, 2 bucklers, 3 leather hats, a dirk, and 2 leather armors. That gets me some good money. I can do a quick arrangement, and there we go. Let's go get some relics real quick, and then we'll get the heck out of Dodge. Oh man, my favorite party, like, I got a couple of them just because, you know, like, there's obviously certain setups, like, I have what I call my, you know, Stomp the Dirt setup, where I use Locke, Mog, Go-Go, and Sabin later on, and it's basically just because with the right setup in this one especially, Locke can just do 9/9 damage all across the board, and you can set up things on Mog that basically makes him invincible to practically everything that the game throws at him, so I use him as kind of like my paladin to Locke's dark, you know, Death Knight setup. But it can go either way, honestly. It just all depends on what I'm kind of feeling in the moment. I'd love to experiment with stuff. Hell, I've done several with Gao and Umaro that actually were kind of impressive when you got the right setups. Yeah, and Cyan's a really good one too. I really do like to throw him into the mix every once in a while. I at least make sure that I have him for like my final party setup. Terra is obviously a good one just for her magic stuff, especially later on. Celeste is great because she's got her ability, and you'll see that one going forward. But yeah, like, there's just a lot to admire about this setup right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get a jewel ring. Shoot. I don't really need sleeping bags. I'm gonna get rid of those. Get one more jewel ring. And then we'll set up Locke and Edgar with jewel rings at the moment. We're going to get better stuff with them once we get into Mount Colt, so I'm not going to load them up with relic things at the moment. Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing, is I'll probably do like some grinding off game just to kind of like get a lot of Gao's more powerful abilities. But yeah, he's one of those that, like, he's fun once you actually get a lot of his things unlocked. It's just definitely a patience maneuver. All the leaping and all the, you know, rage gathering and stuff. But I do love Strago too for his blue magic ability. And just some of the broken things you can do with Realm later on too. I mean, it's all good. Alright, welcome to Mount Colts, everyone. Here's where the real battle begins. Oh, before I forget, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set him to back. I'm going to set her to back too, because their focus is going to be more or less on him using his auto crossbow and her using her magic going forward. Locke is going to be basically my physical fighter, and you'll see why here in just a second, but we're going to just basically have Locke setting the stage, and then Edgar's going to knock them all down, kind of a 1-2 punch type deal. Yeah, blue magic was one of those things that never really kind of like clicked with me, especially in a lot of ways, until 7 actually. I would say the enemy skill thing had its broken moments just because of some of the things you can do in 7, like White Wind, Big Guard, things like that, Dark Force and stuff like that. I mean, it just, there was a lot of cool things you could do with that. Oh, so one of the things I just found was the Guardian, and it's a knife that's somehow better than a Mithril Blade, so we're going to switch it out and get me some extra speed and evasion. One thing I will say though, and this is kind of a mark against this game, is that some things like magic defense are completely busted, i.e. they don't actually do anything. and so it does kind of stink, where I basically can't do much with abilities, but, you know, like, it's okay. It's made up for with a lot of interesting spells and character abilities. Oh, that's awesome. I got 7 on practically every console. I mean, shoot, it came out on Game Pass on Xbox One, so I got it for free on there. I bought it way back in the day from my PS4 because I just had no other options at the moment. I think I actually have it on Steam, though, too. And then... what was it? They have it on Switch, too, and I got it, I think, for like super cheap because I had a lot of money saved up from all my purchases on there, so yeah, I just kind of went ham on it. Oh man, 7's definitely like way better than so many like tryhards give it credit for nowadays. Though I will say there were too many people back in the day that gave it more praise than even any game I've ever played's ever deserved. But it's definitely worth all the hype, and I'm still one of those people who will say that the remake is a fantastic series, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with a lot of the stuff going forward. Yeah, I mean, it's my personal preference, and I will say this as a biased individual. 6 is better than 7. Like, it's no means a bad game, and 7's still like a masterpiece in a lot of ways, but 6 just, you know, very few games can do what this game does with such a huge roster of characters. Oh, and we saw a shadowy figure kind of making his way around the mountain. Sorry, I know I'm jawing a lot. Oh, for sure. I mean, like I said, the original is still a very good game, and I still implore anyone who's never played either game to still play the original as well as the remake if they ever wanted to try it. Just because you'd be missing out a lot if you didn't. Yeah, I mean, most people's interactions with Final Fantasy VII unfortunately do come from its time in Kingdom Hearts or Advent Children, and, like, don't get me wrong, like, I had fun with Advent Children, but it is definitely a schlocky, hoaxy mess. Or hokey, not hoaxy. But, yeah, the extended universe stuff for Final Fantasy VII, I feel, is one of its major detractors. Simply because, like, well, Zack is a great character, and I will say that despite me, like, not being the biggest fan of Crisis Core in them, I still think he's great. I also think, however, that people like Tetsuya Nomura ran him and his storylines into the dirt with all the Angeal stuff and Sephiroth and, like you said, whatever they were doing with Gact for the longest time. My god, the stuff in Dirge of Cerberus. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing that not a lot of people really take out of it, especially if they've only ever seen things like Advent Children. Like, Cloud is not as cool as everyone thinks he is. I mean, like, and that is something that the remake kind of also foibled a bit, too, with its, like, oh, he's a soldier, so he can jump 300 feet in the air and slash cars in half, but, like, Cloud was like a big old loser, kind of, in the original one, you know, like, said stupid things like, let's mosey, and, you know, like, had no flair for the dramatic. He just was just kind of a lame-o. But, you know, like, the game flexing on him as much as it did back in the day, like, was one of the funnier aspects of it, and one of the things that I also personally enjoyed out of the experience, too. Though I will say, like, his magic moment with Barret and the remake with them in the elevator and him telling him to get help was the turning point for when I finally went, oh, I might actually enjoy the remake. Because my problem with, like, Advent Children and all the extended universe stuff is that they take it so seriously, and there's so much of it that doesn't deserve to be taken seriously like that. You know, like, it's a Final Fantasy game. If you can't have a little bit of fun with it, you're really missing the point of Final Fantasy in my mind, but... Alright. Gonna clear the field. Nice! See, I've got it down pat. I'm not even paying attention to this fighting stuff, but I literally know how to, like, clear the entire field despite having a heavy hitter in the group. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I kind of got initially turned off by some of the cheesiness of Barret just because I actually felt like he was a really strong character in the original, too. But I will say, like, he endeared me to him, especially with, like, some of the, more intense moments toward the end of the remake. I seriously implore anyone who hasn't tried it to get out there and play that game. It's a blast, and they did a really good job. And the voice actors are actually really solid for a Japanese RPG. And I will say that wholeheartedly. The era of voiceover JRPGs is a travesty, and anyone who says otherwise is a liar. I agree. I always heard him as Mr. T in my head, too. It's just a perfect fit, you know? Like, Barret's such a gruff individual and such a big dude. You know, like, who wouldn't want him to just be voiced by Mr. T? What a missed opportunity. Yeah, so Aerith was really good. Like, after Advent Children, I kind of was, like, nervous about her voice acting because, like, I just did not like it. Like, initially I did, you know, I was a huge fan of Advent Children when I was younger. You know, I bought into that garbage, like, same as anybody else. But I will say this much, like, the voice actor that they have in the remake, stunning work. Her, Tifa, Cloud, Barret, the whole lot of them. Just really, really good. Even Red 13 was really well cast and sounded pretty much how I expected him to sound. Oh, here we go. Story. Sabin sent you, right? Who are you? Sabin? Is he here? You were shadowing us earlier, right? Brilliant. And how unlucky it is that you have run into me. Vargas and his two bear friends. I call them Pooh 1 and Pooh 2. She'll set him on fire, and then I'm gonna steal from him. Because you can get a potion. Oh, now he's gonna Gale cut us. That's okay, that's why I have her in the party, because then she can just go ahead and do Cure. So much for your Gale cut, jerk face. By the way, I really like Vargas's design. I love the sprite work that they did for all the enemies in this. It's just so on point. Now that we can actually fight him, I'm going to steal from him and hopefully get something. I can't remember what you get from him. I get the feeling it's a claw for Sabin, but I could be wrong on that. I'm gonna have her defend real quick because I really want to try and see if I can steal it. I'm gonna have her just heal. Darn it. Yeah, the Advent voices. I mean, like, Cloud's too. Just, ugh. I'm so glad that they actually got all new voice actors. Because they were in desperate need of them. Oh, you steal a tonic from him. Friggin' Vargas. What a disappointment all around he is. That's it, I'm setting you on fire. That's the best you deserve. Enough! Off with you now! Give it up, Vargas! Is that you, Sabin? Vargas, why'd you do it? How could you do your own father in like that? Fool! He made the mistake of choosing you as his successor. He snubbed me. His only son. No. You were the one he chose. You're a liar. Our master wanted you to be his successor, not me. He appreciated your fine spirit. Enough of your lies! Now have a taste of my superior technique. Mortal Attack Blizzard Fist. Ah, Sabin. The master taught you well. I guess there's no avoiding this. Fate made us train together, and fate will send you to your doom. Whew, I tire of this. But you're gonna love this then. What the? He already taught you that? If you only had not been in such a rush for power. Yay, my boy Sabin's with us. Sabin! Big brother. The brothers are reunited. Younger brother? At first glance, I thought he was some bodybuilder who had strayed from his gym. Bodybuilder? I'll take that as a compliment. Anyway, brother, what are you doing here? We're on the way to the Sable Mountains. To the Returner hideout, no doubt. I've been watching from afar, hoping that the world might regain some sanity. At this rate, Figaro will be reduced to a puppet state. Our time to strike back has arrived. The Empire is going to pay for what it has done. Think a bear like me could help you in a fight? You'd join us, Sabin? I think Duncan would rest easier if he knew his disciple played a part in bringing peace to the world. Well, let's get going. So, Sabin's blitz techniques. This is a good reason why back in the day you wanted to read the instruction manual, because you can only win that fight against Vargas by doing one of these blitzes, and basically you have to know how to do them. They say so in the direction manual that comes with the game, but the game itself never tells you, so if you go and try and fight that guy, you will literally die to his Doomfist, and you'll fail. And I can't tell you how many times as a kid I did that because I failed to read the instruction manual. But, yeah, there's 3 different moves. That right there is the Pummel. This right here is the Aura Bolt. Basically the Kamehameha. And the Suplex maneuver, which we are going to have one of our iconic moments with later on. So, we have all that stuff set up. Let's get going. Oh, yeah. Oh, 6 sprites. This is literally where, like, some of my favorite sprite work is done. Like, I applaud you for actually, like, using this as a staple to try and, like, study sprite work, because this is literally what influenced me on my art. Like, no game has done more for my, like, artistic view on things than this game has. Bar none. Yes, so Yoshitaka Amano literally is one of my earliest influences of art too. His artwork and the instruction manual for 6 was one of the most captivating things for me. Just such a unique style with so much like personality to it. I don't know, it's really hard to like describe, but it was easily one of my earliest favorites. Yes, Bum Rush. I cannot wait till we get to that point in the game. It's gonna be so cool. Yeah, the translations. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this one instead of doing the Game Boy Advance version, because Woosley's translations, you know, God help the man, he tried. He really did. But, it's just, some of it's hilarious. Like, some of the spells later on, I can't wait till we start getting to those. Merton, W-Wind. Like, oh my gosh. So much funny stuff. Oh, I know. I can't wait till they actually get Final Fantasy VII Remake out on the other consoles and on PC, because, I kid you not, once they can actually do modding and stuff with that game, you're gonna see so many people put Aerith with the chair, like, as a weapon. It's gonna be her ultimate one, I can guarantee you. They're gonna make, like, ultimate chair Aerith mod, and it's gonna be one of my favorite things. Oh, but here we are. We've reached the Returner's hideout. Oh, King Edward, or Edgar. Man, I keep saying Edward. King Edgar, this way, please. We're off to meet the leader of the Returners. I know it kind of sounds cheesy, but I really did like the name Returners as like a good guy group. Oh, he just says the same thing. Okay, well. Hello, Bannon. We're gonna save real quick. Now we're gonna talk to you. After I steal this from your treasure chest. Okay. Bannon time. Bannon, we brought the girl with us. Is she the girl who can talk to espers? Espers? Seemed the Empire had complete control over her. Carrier pigeons brought word that she wiped out 50 of the Empire's best soldiers in a few minutes. That's a lie. Terra. Bannon, she doesn't remember anything. Stay where you are. Perhaps you've heard this story. Once when people were pure and innocent, there was a box they were told never to open, but one man went and opened it anyway. He unleashed all the evils of the world: envy, greed, pride, violence, control. All that was left in the box was a single ray of light: hope. We now confront those evils, and you are the last ray of light, our only hope. Bannon. I'm so tired. Let me rest a while. You know, that's a lot of weight to put on some person's amnesiac shoulders. Especially because she doesn't remember a thing about herself short of her own name. And she kind of feels guilty for things that she had no control over. So, here comes the portion where we learn more as Terra. Someone important to me was jailed by the Empire. I've hated the Empire ever since. I joined the Returners when I realized the Empire was rotten to the core. I wanted to make a difference. But I have no significant other in my life. That's not entirely true. Besides, I'm sure there are people who feel you're important to them. They're counting on you. Now you see why I put the sprint shoes on Terra. Because I knew this part was coming up later on and I didn't want to have to walk everywhere. The only thing I can add is that you can trust my brother implicitly. He's always been fair with me. You can trust him, Terra. But don't you dare tell him I said that. See, I loved, like, the actual dialogue in this, even with his terrible translations. Like, this is actually really solid writing for a game. It's gonna be tough to talk you into helping us. If we push you too hard, we're no different than the Empire. So we want you to make up your own mind. Yeah, the terrible Phoenix Down translation. I'm assuming it must have been the word character limit. I can only assume, because for him to actually write it as Phoenix Down with an F is really, really terrible and really, really hilarious. Oh, and we can't forget there's a secret treasure chest here. Got the Air Lancet, Phoenix Down, True Knight, Antidote, Tincture, and our secret ace in the hole, the White Cape. So was I. So one of the greatest disappointments of that era of DS remakes, when they were doing 3 and 4 and we were seeing like greater graphical overhauls and everything, was the idea that I was hoping we would actually genuinely get 5 and 6, and that they were going to truly give us another chance at like experiencing these games in a whole other light. And the fact that they relegated them to a later mobile upgrade with the graphics that they did on that one just hurts my soul in a whole lot of nasty ways. Like, we have never been done dirtier than Final Fantasy 5 and 6 were done by Square Enix. Yeah, so the White Cape was one of my earlier finds. When I was a kid, I was just screwing around, and I was just looking all over the place because I thought it was interesting, you know, like the designs of these levels and everything. And so I went searching and accidentally came across the White Cape hiding spot. And I don't know, it's always been one of my favorite things, is just immediately to go running to that area, because, you know, like, it was one of my pride and accomplishments when I was a kid. Oh, Bannon? He went outside a moment ago. So, another thing that I did not know, and I was always terrified to do this part as a kid because, you know, like, saying no feels wrong in this part. But this is the part of the game where you have a choice, and the game actually genuinely lets you make it. When you talk to Bannon outside, he's going to ask you whether or not you will actually join the Resistance and be their last ray of hope. And you can choose yes or no. In so many RPGs, the game literally buttonholes you into a notion that you have to say yes, or that you have to do a certain thing, because if you do the other thing, it just enters a text loop, and it makes you eventually just choose that choice. So it's kind of the illusion of a choice. But in this game, you genuinely get to choose whether or not you want to join the cause. And I think that that's really awesome, especially because in doing the hardest thing and saying no 3 times, you get yourself a really powerful relic early in the game, and it's just super cool that the game awards you that way. But yeah, so let's keep going. Have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? I see. So generally in this part of the game, like, you go back around, you keep talking to people, and you kind of help Terra to kind of work through this thing and see whether or not you really want to keep helping. But for me, I'm going to keep on skipping ahead. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to say no. I thought as much. And then you have one more chance, where you talk to Bannon a 3rd time, and he asks you for the 3rd and final time, have you made a decision? Will you become our last ray of hope? No. You're sure about this? Hope. How can anyone put their hope in me? And I genuinely feel like this is the canon way that Terra goes, because this is a really tough conflict for her to especially be thrown into the middle of and make a choice on, knowing practically nothing about either side. Oh. What's going on? What happened? Someone did a number on him. South Figaro. Empire took Figaro. Coming this way. They found us. We haven't a moment to lose. Locke. I know. Someone has to sneak into South Figaro and slow the Empire down, right? That's right up your alley. Good luck. Terra, please wait for me, and please, don't let a lecherous young king who shall remain nameless near you. Locke! Big brother, aren't you ever gonna grow up? What are we going to do? We'll escape down the Lete River and make our way to Narshe. I want to see that Esper for myself. Right. There's a raft by the back entrance. It's a gamble, but we're fresh out of options. You're in danger here. Come with us to Narshe. You'll probably even gain some understanding of your own abilities. We've no time to dilly-dally. Let's make for Narshe. I understand your unease, but even as we speak, innocent lives are being lost. Please, we need your abilities. This relic will keep you safe. Received the Genji glove. Yeah. Square's PC ports. I'm going to take a second from playing to kind of go through these comments, because, yeah, the PC ports were always kind of disappointing, especially for some of the earlier Final Fantasies. Like, some of the stuff that they did to 5 and 6 is just downright atrocious. Not just the gameplay designs, but the fact that they made them so mobile friendly and, like, tore practically what is the heart and soul out of a lot of the characters and, like, moments of this game by, like, cutting him down and trimming him up. It's really, really depressing. And that's why I will always stick with these earlier ones, even if I do believe that the Game Boy Advance version is a little more superior than the original Final Fantasy III. Yeah, the thing about the whole thing with, oh yeah, Super Paper Mario. Yeah, then they all died, game over. Yeah, same thing with Golden Sun. I don't know if you ever got a chance to play that, but you can legitimately say no to, like, the beginning of your quest, and the game just flat out ends. And much like Super Paper Mario, you can just end the game by making a wrong decision, and I find that, like, a lot funnier and a lot more, like, interesting as a character thing, because it does give you that agency. It just also makes you understand that your denial of this adventure basically casts the world into despair. So I find that kind of funny though too. Yeah, the thought about Terra's character, like the fact that they did that was really kind of a, you know, a broad and unique thing, because so many games enforce this notion that, you know, you have to do the thing, you have to be the hero, you have to join this cause, and you have to fight. But if you think about it from Terra's perspective and everything that she's been through so far and what she can remember of herself, you know, like, this is a tough thing. She can't see that, you know, like, the Empire's a bunch of bad guys and that, you know, like, the Returners are the good guys. All she sees so far is that, you know, like, people in Narshe have actually been hunting her because of what she did. So these guys who are considered good have been technically trying to kill this character. And then in a situation where the Empire showed up and burned Figaro to the ground trying to get Terra released, you know, she saw that the Empire was really just as bad, if not worse, in some ways. So she's kind of in a tough spot, not knowing who she should really trust and what she should do. And the fact that the game gave you that option in that moment to really kind of play up her character and just keep saying no, despite them being obviously desperate for her help, is kind of a unique thing, and one of the things I genuinely love about this story. You know, she's not necessarily, you know, like, forced into it by the gameplay. She's forced into it by the circumstances that the game puts her in. And I find that a lot more unique and a lot more cathartic for her, especially later on. Yeah, the Resistance plot in this one, definitely better than Final Fantasy II. Final Fantasy II was interesting, but they obviously flubbed the delivery on a lot of things, and especially with the story. The gameplay was unique, and the idea of, like, you know, using things to get skill ups in them, like, you know, taking hits to get better health and stuff like that. But the fact that, yeah, they really tried to do the whole Resistance thing kind of fell flat on its face with a lot of the character building in Final Fantasy II. Yeah, definitely give it, because the NES had its limits, and I will say this much, you know, for what they were able to do with it, definitely a unique title. Yeah, the Genji glove. Yeah, so I'm obviously not going to equip it now because there's not a whole lot of reason to use it for these characters, but you'll see what I'm about to do with it in the next couple of storyline stuff. But yeah, now that I'm caught back up, here we go. This raft will take us to Narshe. Hop aboard the raft. Head toward Narshe, but protect Banon at all costs. If Banon is put out of commission, your journey's over. So, this is one of those unique parts where they obviously give you kind of like an escort mission, and you have to protect this one character from dying. And he's not a strong character by any means. But one thing that they obviously made him unique is that he's basically like the free health dude. So he'll just sit here and give everyone free health. No big deal. And I have Sabin do his Aura Bolt so we can get some more Kamehameha action. I think they actually call that Chi Blast in the updated translation through the Game Boy Advance. But I love the idea of Aura Bolt. It just sounds cooler. So there's actually a way in this, and I'm not going to obviously do it here because it's going to screw a lot of things up and also just make the game really boring. But you can legitimately power level your game here by, like, leaving it on all night and hitting this one circle area where you just let the game, you know, go endlessly in these fights, because then you can set his health to just automatically heal you every time and then let them fight for like 12 hours straight against a bunch of enemies. I've done it once where I let it go for a full 24 hours and had our characters, like, just boosted to like level 70 something. Terrible idea because you miss out on a lot of like the unique things that the Espers do for you later, but hilarious if you want to go into like the first new boss fight coming up, able to like just completely wreck the face off of him in like 2 hits. Oh shoot, I screwed up the blitz input for Sabin. So, I really need to try out the Saga games too, because I've heard some great things about them, and I know that they do emulate some of the good aspects that Final Fantasy II brought. And I know, especially with things like Suikoden 2, which I will eventually try and play on here. I don't care how I have to try and do it, I'm going to try that game. I know that that's one of the all-time classics that a lot of people swear by, and I feel ashamed in never having the option to play it back in the day. So I'm going to correct that sometime, and I will stream it on this stream. That much I can promise. But I do want to try the Suikoden series. I want to try out the Saga eventually. I know one thing I want to do is I want to play Lufia 2 on here. That game is genuinely really good, and I feel like that's another very, very missed out on gem of this generation. Oh yeah, I know. That's one thing I learned, is that like the blitz thing is pretty easy to just keep going with so long as you're not trying to rush yourself. My thing is I obviously don't want to sit here and like, you know, have people watching me like just stand here doing nothing. But yeah, like They made the blitz thing so you can basically, like, never fail with it. The only thing, though, especially with some of these, like, ore bolts, you have to, like, do a sliding motion, and, like, I never trust myself to press both the down and left button at the same time while doing it. So I just do that quick little, like, fighting combo motion to be safe. Once we hit our first save point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously put Bannon in the back row because that's where he needs to be. He's doing me no good up front except for taking all the damage and getting his butt kicked, basically. Oh, but I do need to put some relics on some people. I forgot. I'm being stupid. So wait a minute. I thought that protected against dark. The game's kind of screwing with me here. Alright, so I got the True Knight on him. I'm going to give him the Atlas Armlet and another jewel ring. I'm going to give her the White Cape just because it has no use right now. There's no one who does Emperor Silence as far as I know, but I figured it's just better to have her with it than not with it. So one of the things I'm going to put him back, I'm going to put him forward. I'm going to save. Luckily, auto crossbow doesn't really need anybody like using it per se. Like, you know, you don't have to actually aim with it or anything, so there's no worry about me missing just because he's blind now. I will give her tincture to make sure that she has that. Save it up again, and we're going to go. Okay, back on the river. Oh, yeah. Shin Megami Tensei, I actually, I've been wanting to play that most recent one because I know that they have that new one coming out on the Switch, and it looks really cool. And I just played through Persona 5 Royal Edition for the first time earlier this year, and I gotta say, like, I am such an ass for never giving that game a chance. I had so much fun with that series. One thing I will say for sure is that if I could have, I would have streamed my playthrough of Persona 5. Like, bar none. Just such an experience. And the fact that they obviously, like, you know, do their own voice acting means I could, like, take a break from all these Super Nintendo era games where I have to make the voices myself. But, yeah, like, I would love to go back and revisit Persona 5 just so I could actually do that one on live stream. Like, such a good experience. Very long game, but such a good experience. Yeah, and that's the thing I like about that in Shin Megami Tensei, is the idea that you can use, like, things to fuse and make, oh shit, I'm in the loop. I need to get out of it. But yeah, like, you can do things in there where you can create your own skills by, like, you know, leveling up your demons and you know, like, combining their abilities and stuff like that. And that's one thing, you know, like, that made me really fall in love with Persona 5, was just, like, the amount of customization and tweaking and stuff you could do to that. And, like, even the dialogue options with the characters and, like, the friendships you can make and everything, it's just such a good game. And even though, like, there's obviously some anime-type tropes in there, it truly was, like, a solid narrative and a really good exploration of, like, human psychology, I guess, you know, like, just a really good game all around. I definitely want to stream that someday. Yeah, and I've heard that too, where some people have said that, you know, like, in terms of things, like, SMT is just not as, you know, like, open with its characters as Persona is, and that's where a lot of people kind of tend to, drift more towards playing that one. But I still want to give it a try, just because, even dry as they are, like, gameplay is gameplay, and I will get hooked on anything that's got a decent enough game style. Yeah, that's the thing too. They take a lot of the social stuff out of it, which, like I said, I personally liked in Persona 5, but I also personally know that there's times in there where I was like, oh, okay, the social aspect kind of grinds on a bit here. Because, like, there's some days you can talk to characters, some days you can't. And if you're trying to max out certain things and you're just, like, playing to all around unlock things, it can be a little frustrating, the idea that the game, like, stops you from doing certain things. But, for what it's worth, it was still totally worth it to have that social aspect in the game and, like, have it control certain aspects of the gameplay and stuff going forward. I really can't wait till I unlock Fire Dance. That's one thing I'm waiting for Sabin. Just the ability to, like, clear the room just like Edgar's crossbow ability is. I kind of missed that already. Oh. Waterfall! Oh yeah, the fact that buffs and status effects work well already makes me happy. Love using status effects and debuffs in RPGs even if they don't work. So that's one thing, like, I've actually gotten more into as I've gotten older too, because when I was a kid I used to get frustrated by it. Like, if you have, like, this ability, like, say, the death spell, and you use it on an enemy, it should have some kind of effect, I feel. And, like, part of my problem with some of these games like Final Fantasy and the like is that they have spells that only work for certain characters or certain situations, and they don't even always work there. Oh, here we go. What? What is it? Game over. Don't tease the octopus, kids. It's one of my favorite characters, by the way, Ultros. Just chef's kiss. Youch! Seafood soup. Take that. Delicious morsel. Let me get my bib. And that's why you put her back row, because I don't want her getting murdered by that guy in his tentacle attack. And yes, insert your tentacle hentai jokes here. Youch! Seafood soup. She's gonna ink again. He does not like her fire ability, so you will keep saying that. Thanks to Bannon, this is basically a wash. Muscleheads? Hate him. That's how you know that he's gonna attack Sabin right there. Because he basically says that little quip. See, and I like that kind of aspect. If you have a death spell in your game, I've always been of the mind that, like, it should still do something, even if it doesn't, do the instant death. Like, have it be like a Reaper, like, and suddenly, like, it cleaves them with a scythe, and instead of, like, killing them instantly, it just does a lot of damage. Oh, that's all, friends! Oh, poor Sabin got killed, too. I guess we thrashed it. Don't bet on it. It's probably just hiding from us. Ew! Something stuck to my leg. Terra, over here. It's all right now. Watch out. I'm gonna hit it with a blitz. No, Sabin. Don't distract me, brother. He's always been a tad zealous. Sabin! Don't worry about him. Are you sure he's okay, Bannon? You should know better than any of us. Any moment he'll flop right onto the raft. What the... Seems a little too perky. Huh. Sabin! Sabin! Take care of yourself! Oh. So Sabin gets washed down one side of the river and we get washed down the other. Edgar and Terra race toward Narshe while protecting Bannon. But what about Sabin, who was swallowed by the raging waters? And how is Locke faring, after having penetrated the Empire's defenses in South Figaro? Is all going according to plan? Choose a scenario, Kupo. So here we are back as Mog, my favorite little guy. He's level 16. Can't check his equipment. Can't check his skills. Because technically this isn't Mog, this is somebody else. But we get to save here, and he's level 16, so let's move on to our very first split scenario as my buddy Locke. Locke has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now he desperately needs to escape. I'll get to Sabin, definitely. I'm going to do all these scenarios before I wrap it up tonight, because I think I'm going to stop either before the big battle or after it. But we'll definitely get to that part. I'm just going to blitz through this one, because this was actually pretty quick, too. Oh, nuts. Gotta get to Narshe on the fly. So, unfortunately, I don't have my sprint shoes. And I actually don't have any of my stuff equipped, but we are going to put the Genji glove on Locke because he gets the Air Lancet and the Guardian, which is basically like having a shield and a sword in one go. And that's why I just save it all for him. So, unfortunately, I didn't take the sprint shoes relic off of her, so, you know, we'll just have to make do. But Locke is going to infiltrate South Figaro, and the only way he can do that is by going to this item shop here and mugging the crap out of this dude. You're that thief Locke, aren't you? Hey, call me a treasure hunter or I'll rip your lungs out. So these aren't actual battles in the way that you should be fighting them, because you're supposed to use these guys in a very unique way by allowing Locke to infiltrate this area by not being Locke. You do that by kind of constantly doing the steal mechanic on these enemies, who only take like 6 hit points of damage out, so it's not like you're taking a big loss here. So once you steal, you get a plumed hat, and you steal his clothing too. Here we go. These are a little tight, but the price was right. Whoa. Time to run, birthday suit. Sorry. Yeah, you are sorry. Because I mugged your ass. So, as a merchant, you can go through areas like this. Well, not that guy per se, but you can go by one of these other guys and be like, hey, I'm a merchant. Let me through. And they go, yeah, okay, you're a merchant. Go on through. So the idea of using disguises here is very key to getting through this part of the game. What? No cider? Oh, that's right. So as the merchant, you have to basically use these clothes and you have to find a way to bring this dude cider, and in doing so he'll tell you a password that you tell this kid to get into a secret entrance to get through the town. My grandfather was a servant for the richest man in town. Merchant, right? You may proceed. So we're just gonna sneak over here real quick and get a tonic. Fortunately, that pot doesn't have anything. Yeah, so this part will definitely move a little bit slower, so my apologies on that front, but I promise we will be getting past this at a much quicker pace once I can actually get some more sprint shoes back. Right now, I'm going to unlock another costume, one that you don't necessarily need, I don't think. You can just get it from this officer. He does a little more damage, but you can easily steal his armor. Here we go. These are a little too big, but they'll do. Woo. So now you're basically a sergeant, and you can order those guards out of the way in spots. So now I can go over here as my green suited guard outfit and talk to this guy and be like, hey, back to your post. Oh, screw you. I had to tell one of the other guys to move, I guess. Sheesh. That dude's inspecting his magic tech armor. I think I can talk to this dude and I can get through past him, but I'm gonna go do this. Walk along that secret bridge. Time's up. Good, I'll take a break. And so that's how you get that guy out of the way. Okay, so that gives you basically a straight shot through that area if you don't know how to get through that. But luckily I know that little bridge there in between, so I was able to do that no problem. As you can tell, there's soldiers all over the place now, and there's no Shadow. He is obviously up and left. So here's where I need to mug this merchant and take his cider. Hey you, come to steal my cider, you thief. Don't you forget it, jerk. Oh, come on. Stole a Guardian. Hey, I got another Guardian. I've never been able to steal one of those before. That's cool. Well, got my merchant clothes back. Took the old man's cider. So basically, in getting the cider, what I do is I take it to that old man, and he's supposed to try and tell me the password, but he forgets it. Basically, you can just play a guessing game. I believe you just tell the kid options until you guess the right one, and then he opens up the thing for you. But I got plenty of money, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy sprint shoes. I'm gonna put those on lock. We can get this part of the game cooking. Oh, they actually gave me the plumed hat. Oh well, anyway, back to it. Yay, running! So you can't go down there as a merchant, you'll get your butt kicked, but you can go through here. He moves out of your way. You go up here and bring this old man his cider. Ah, cider. Glug glug. Huh? Secret passage? Well, there is the one that leads to the rich man's house. Go downstairs and give my grandson the password. It's... I forget. So helpful, this dude. But anyway, that unlocks the option for you to go talk to this kid, so... I believe you say courage. Secret entrance. Haha! Rosebud is obviously just a reference to Citizen Kane. It makes no sense in this regard. And failure is obviously a terrible password for an inspiring resistance fighter. So we're going to check these. None of these things give you anything, but that gives you an elixir. Always check the clocks for elixirs in Final Fantasy VI. that is basically where your bread and butter is at. And there's a phoenix down in the barrel. The Imperial troops have turned this house into their headquarters. Thanks to our informer, this town fell instantly. I'd like to know who that informer is. Some other time, I guess. Oh. Wind the clock, wind the clock. That was just a jump rope rhyme. Yeah, right, you dirty, dirty liar. Chug chung, chung chung, Magitech armor. Aw, he thinks he's in Magitech armor. Rascals, knock it off! Here's where the game kind of gives you hints like, hey, something's going on in here because you can hear wind blowing. Oh, what have I done? I betrayed the town and I didn't even need the money. Oh, what a jerk. This rich dude just sold everybody out for more cash. Anyway, you can roll through the beds, but what you want to do is go back behind the bookcase and go down the secret stairs to the secret entrance. We're going to change our clothes because they don't really need to be on anymore. Not going to do us any good. Oh. I've seen her before. Of course. She's one of the Empire's generals. Oh, dude, that's not cool. This is what happens to traitors. Product of genetic engineering, battle-hardened Magitech knight with a spirit as pure as snow. Everyone say hello to Celeste, one of my absolute favorites, because of her awesome ability. So, the mighty Celeste has fallen. How can you serve those cowards? Hold your tongue. Isn't it true Kefka's going to poison the people of Doma to the east? Shut up. I'd hate to be in your shoes tomorrow. Keep a close eye on her. Yes, sir. I can go for days without sleep. Locks up in the rafters. Good climbing skills. I'll give him that much. Remove her chains. And you are? I'm with the Returners. Name's Locke. Returners? I used to be General Celeste. Now I'm just a common traitor. Let's go. You take me along? Thanks, but no thanks. I can barely walk. I'm grateful, but even if you got me out, you'd never be able to protect me. Now I think I'm better off here. Look, I'll protect you. Trust me, you'll be fine. Let's go. Wait. This soldier has something important on him. There's a clock key in his pocket. Take it. Stealing is wrong. I love that option. Took the clock key. Some bread, too. So dude's fast asleep and mumbling about bread. So Celeste is our only other magic user. She has Cure and Ice instead of Fire. So she's basically like the polar opposite of Terra, as it were. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any, armor at the moment. I'll have to figure something out. We're gonna go ahead and save. Beep-a-doo-doo-doo. I'm just gonna tonic him up because everything else is fine. Save. Oh yeah, I missed the alchemy class in the Final Fantasy games too. The fact that they took that out of things, like, and never really expanded upon that in a lot of other ways in these other versions of the game really is a shame, you know? Like, alchemy was a really good class. And I feel like they missed out on a lot by not keeping it. But yeah, beating up women wasn't much of a thing outside of fighting games. Yeah, tell me about it. It was okay for me in, you know, Street Fighter 2 to fight Chun-Li, you know, and kick her in the face, you know, like, no big deal, but I suddenly got all up in arms when, like, a guard was doing it to a general, like, oh no, that's not nice. An old clock, it's not ticking. Wind the clock like the little girl said upstairs. Oh look, a secret passage. Who would have thought? I thought. So, there's obviously a couple of, like, secret spots in here, too, that get you to, like, a couple of treasure chests. I don't necessarily have to do them, but I like to just because I think they have a couple of extra items for Celeste down here, and it's just good to have her set up with some decent armor before we leave town. Because we got a boss up ahead, and I don't necessarily want to try and fight it without having our stuff set in place, so... Ooh, I forgot they do Grudge. Yeah, I know. It's funny how they were, like, giving you that option and being like, oh no, stealing is wrong. Like, literally after I've stolen the clothes off of 3 men in this town. There we go. Now she's got armor. Everything is good with the world again. I forgot to heal her too. I need to do that real quick. So long as nobody grudges her, I think we're good. Yeah, having Locke do the dual wield thing here is really, really nice. Don't really need to do ice here at all, so we're gonna just go ahead and use her for cures. I get the feeling like there's something you can steal from one of these. I think it's like a mithril blade, or like a different kind of sword from that one dude. Alright, dogs, I'm had enough of you already. Get out of here. So as you see, she has an ability called Runic, and while I'm not using it right now, it's obviously one of the better moves that the game gives you, and it's because of what she can do with it. I'll go ahead and just let the cat out of the bag for those of you who don't know. Her Runic ability allows her to absorb and steal magics that are cast in a certain round. So, say I use Runic and then suddenly the boss or fighter or whatever starts like throwing a fireball or something. She can legitimately just shut that stuff down by going like, nope, sorry. You're not going to cast that spell, and she absorbs the spell, and instead of taking damage, she heals her magic points, basically, by absorbing the magic back into her. It's always been one of those, like, abilities that I thought was really awesome, and I was really ashamed that they never really expanded on in any other Final Fantasy beyond this one. Because it's actually quite a good, like, tactic. Especially because there's not a lot of good ways for the game to allow you to, you know, like, protect against magic spells. But, you know, the fact that they did it for this one is really awesome, and they really, really should have done it more. So yeah, there's a secret passage down here. Goes over there, and that's an earring, I believe. Oh yeah, the dog ran away. Later, Poochie. So, earrings are really good for these kinds of characters. It raises magic damage, and it's even better if you can double up the magic earrings together, but I only have one, so we're kind of stuck with what we got here. So if I remember correctly, there's a way to get over to that stairwell. I can try and check for it, but I don't know how keen is on everyone, you know, how keen everyone is on me kind of futzing around trying to find that secret thing, which I don't think really takes me to anything other than maybe like another elixir or something. And like there's plenty of ways to get elixirs going forward, so I don't know. If you guys want me to, I'll go and do it. Otherwise, I'll probably just walk off and ignore it. I really do love this battle theme. It's just such a beefy tune, you know, like, so action-packed and, like, drums up the drama of just a simple little battle. Gotta level up for Locke, so I guess that's not all. Oh, there we go. Found it. Cool, so we'll go ahead and pillage whatever's down these stairs, and then, I'll actually send us back up the other way and get out of town. Oh, the basement. I forgot about this. Yeah, you get ether down here. And an X potion. That's what you get. Okay, never mind. That was actually a good thing to get while I'm down here. Because I'm going to need that later on to be a cheap asshole. And basically, like, break the game. Oh, I know. Like, I love Final Fantasy V's tune, too, by the way. Like, that battle on the bridge. Everyone's got a, you know, a rightful fondness for that one. That one's one of my favorites, too. But, like, this era really pushed the boat out with a lot of the music and the, you know, like, the ambiance for things. Like, just, I can still hear this soundtrack even today and get chills for like certain tunes, like the super boss battle tunes. Like that's one of my all-time favorites, like the one that you hear for Atma Weapon later on. And like the ones you hear for like Kefka and stuff later on. Oh my gosh, yeah, like I'm not gonna spoil too much, but yeah, suffice it to say, like there's some genuinely memorable battle themes on this game, and just music in general. Oh, and before anyone asks, no, I will not be singing the opera parts. I know that might be disappointing, but trust me, it's for the best. Why are you helping me? You remind me of someone. But what's the matter anyway? I just want to, okay? Yeah, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, lady. I'm gonna make a quick run up here, because it's just a free heal at Sabin's cabin. Yeah, so I know a lot of people talk about like the aspects of how Sega and them did their, you know, their MIDI mixing and stuff, and how a lot of that really created some iconic stuff. And don't get me wrong, games like Sonic and stuff do actually have really solid soundtracks. But I still, like, for people who always said that like the audio sampling was better from the Sega, I feel never heard games like this. You know, where they, like, with even, like, simpler music tracks and stuff, like, still managed to push the boat out on how they did instrumental work and stuff like that. Like, This game alone has some of the most iconic scenes from this era, and it's because of the way they made certain instrumental music work, as well as some of the mixes and stuff that they pulled out of it. I mean, just so good, so good. Yeah, that's how I feel too, you know, like, Sonic was really good with the soundtracks, obviously, some very iconic tunes there, and, you know, like, some things, like, some of the Phantasy Star stuff, some of the Alex Kidd stuff, you know, things in that vein. Final Fight especially is a big one. Streets of Rage, another big one. But, you know, like, outside of those, like, small little samples, yeah, you're right. Like, there was a whole lot more from the Genesis area there that I forgot than I remember. And I cannot say that much for this one, because, you know, say what you will about Super Nintendo versus the Genesis, you know, like, there is a whole lot that came out of this era of games that I'll never forget to my dying day, you know, like, just such expertly crafted artistic works. What is that noise? Huh? Something's coming out of the wall. Tunnel armor. I'll draw its magic attack. It won't hurt us. Come again? I can simply absorb the attack with my runic blade. Are you sure you'll be okay? Just you watch. Yeah, so this is where you get a chance to see her in action. Tunnel armor should technically, like, beat the crap out of us. Like, it's actually a very powerful enemy. If you check the stats on it, like, without her runic ability, this thing would trash us. But, yeah, with it, like, this thing is a joke. She just basically walks all over it. I can't remember what it is you can steal from it, but I'm gonna check here in a second. Yeah, so unfortunately, like, Celeste has been relegated to basically playing defense in this fight, and it does kind of limit her a little bit, but I feel like the idea here is especially, like, her use here cannot be downplayed. Like, without her, we would be dead right now. This runic blade is saving our bacon. Because between poison and fire and stuff, like, this guy should have just toasted me. Damn. It's so tough to get that off. Ah, crap. See, right there. So, all he did was cast that once and lock us down for the count. And it's because I was in the middle of recasting Runic. If I hadn't done that, he actually would have still had Runic up, and that would have actually not have happened. And hopefully this will not blow back in my face, which it probably will. Crap. I'm really slow. Okay. So heal. And she needs to Runic. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a couple of tracks in Phantasy Star that are good, but I will admit, like, a lot of what they had there definitely did great on me, especially in 2. I actually gave up on that because there was a point in the game where I just felt like I was going around in circles and never getting really anything done. And so, yeah, like, the music that kept on playing through that one just, you know, burned me out. So, yeah, I definitely agree. There were definitely hits and misses with that one especially, but for what it's worth, I still feel like there were some pretty good tracks in there. And, you know, like, when given the opportunity, there was some really good stuff to enjoy with Phantasy Star. Just obviously not as much as there was to, you know, bash on. I'm done stealing from this dude. I gotta start, like, smacking him down or he's gonna kill us. I'm clearly not getting anything from him. I definitely need to heal her because she's gonna die. Yeah, that's definitely, like I said, Genesis could do a lot more pop music. Like you said, like the more Michael Jackson-y tunes of Sonic 3. But overall, yeah, like beyond the pop music, it really didn't have as much of a luster to it that the abilities of the SNES and its ambient tracks did. Not to mention, like I said, just so many industry legends pushed out, pushed the boat out with the Super Nintendo. So yeah, it's no contest for me. Super Nintendo hands down won in that scenario too. But yeah, so that's the end of that one. We got ourselves a new character in Celeste. And now we are going to go on to Banon, Edgar, and Terra. Fleeing the Empire's troops, Banon, Edgar, and Terra ride the rapids toward Narshe. But the going won't be easy. It kind of will, though. I mean, like I said, Banon's healing everybody instantly. So unless something can do more damage than we have health, it can't kill us. Or if I'm an idiot and don't use his health ability, which, why else do you have Banon in your group then? See, I never did play Comix Zone. I need to try it. I never grew up with the Genesis in my house, unfortunately. My cousins had one. So whenever I was over at their house, I used to play it all the time. But their games were limited. They had Streets of Rage. They had Sonic 1, 2, and 3. They had Sonic and Knuckles too, which was really cool because of the combining cartridge. They had Rocket Knight, and they had something else. I think they had the original Batman game on there too, which that was hard as balls and not as good as anyone likes to say it is, but yeah, like my stuff was limited with them back in the day, but I did have a good time with it. I do remember like some people saying that certain aspects of it I missed out on, and I know that I did. But even kind of going back to some of it, like whatever, like Golden Axe is fun. Like I said, Rocket Knight's actually a blast, but outside of the obvious ones like Sonic and things that endured, not much. Hey, lady, didn't you just bust in here wearing Magitech armor? Wait a sec. Get out of here. If you don't... Dude! Hold on. I'm King Edgar of Figaro. Liar! Ay, ay, ay. That kind of attitude is deadly. He won't even listen. It's all my fault. So we're going to heal up the bucket real quick, because we need to. Oh, you got the original Final Fantasy tune in there, too. And Terra's going to use that secret place that Locke told her about. When Locke first helped me, he fiddled with something right around here. Knowing him, there's probably some secret switch in this rock wall. Nice. I know this is going to be stupid, but you can't play as Banon basically after this point in the game, so I put him forward just because, like, it's interesting to see a sprite running around. What the heck? Plus, when do you ever put, like, an actual, just full-fledged white mage at the main part of the party? Oh yeah, and this is where you get to flex some of your muscle a little bit and just be like, hey game, I'm a lot more powerful than I was last time I was here. Watch me just kick the crap out of these dudes. Oh, Devil's Crush. Oh, yeah. I actually have heard that soundtrack. That's actually not too bad. Oh, yeah, Hammer Time and FF1. So, funny enough, one of the first things I ever did back in the day, like, I really liked the white mage when I was a really little kid. Like, I had a super crush on that girl, even though she was literally like an 8-bit sprite. And so, I kid you not, when I first played it, I made an entire party out of white mages. And I liked the sound of the bonk hammer when you basically hit the enemy with your hammer. So I just thought that was funny. And of course it was terrible. I got killed all the time because, yeah, you could heal, but nobody could do damage. Oh, sorry, I need to pay attention here. I mean, I guess not really. I have this thing kind of memorized pretty much to the T, but goodness, what's that? I think this is a security checkpoint. If we follow the light exactly, we'll probably be okay. And if we make a mistake, the light will surround us. To proceed safely, we must tag the glimmering light. Which, I don't have to worry about that, because I remember everything! Haha! Take that, security measure. You piece of poop. Okay, so I'm gonna go... I don't think I'm supposed to go down here yet, but I'm gonna go down here because obviously this heads back towards the Moogle's nest, and I want to see the Moogles. Plus this bump and beat. Koopo! Koopo! Po! That right there's Mog, by the way. He's gonna be our friend later on. Oh, the Rune Edge. I forgot about that. Okay, so I did need to go down there because it actually takes me all the way up here. Nice. I'm gonna use the Rune Edge and kick that guy's butt. There we go. I guess I could technically run from these. I mean, like, I'm barely getting any XP, and it's not like these things are really doing much for me except for slowing me down. So yeah, we'll just try out the run mechanic for the first time. Check it out. They make little, like, noises when they run away. By the way, this is like a super fast scenario. So as you can see, I'm already back to, shoot, what's his name? Arvis, yeah. Banon, King Edgar, and Terra. Arvis, what's happening here in Narshe? The town's neutral. I've tried to get the people to side with the returners, but... Anyway, why on earth have you come here? First, how are your people doing? They all went slightly berserk when the Esper was discovered. We believe this young woman is our only hope of reaching out to that Esper. My people are dying to know what the Esper looks like. Maybe Terra can help restore some order to our town. That Esper is either going to save us, or dig us an early grave. And there we go. We're already done. Check it out. We basically did nothing with those three except for get them through Narshe and Arvis's place. But now, on to one of my favorite scenarios, Sabin's. What dire fate has befallen Sabin, who fell from the raft after the fight with Ultros? Well, let's spoil it. He washed up on shore, miles away. The good news is he's near a house. Oh, and look who's here. You on a journey? I got separated from my friends. Say, can you tell me how to get to Narshe? Imperial soldiers have built a base somewhere beyond the forest. Already? They seem to have their sights set on Doma Castle. So Doma's next, huh? I have to reach Narshe immediately. Your only hope is through Doma. I'll show you the way. Just know that I may take off at any time if I feel like it. Welcome, a partner. Yep. The Reaper is always just a step behind me. Yay! So now we got Shadow in our group. He's not really geared with much at the moment, but we'll fix that. So we'll go in here and talk to this crazy old kook. Hey! You're the clockmaker? I've been waiting ages. No, I'm not the clockmaker. There it is on the wall. Ain't been ticking for 5 shucks, maybe even 10 years. Okay, I guess it did something. Got it. Lawnmower repairman, eh? Couldn't provide worse service. Grass is 25 feet high out back. No more lip, repairman. Fix that stove on the double. Youch. No child could be this mischievous. Child? Ain't no child round here. Boulder Dash. I'm ready for you to leave. Go on, get. I'm tossing you out onto the veldt. I'd rather take a stick in the eye than deal with that guy again. So that's actually kind of an Easter egg for people who've played this game before and know of a certain character that's coming up later on. Howdy. I own the dry goods business out here. You're not from these parts, huh? Well, no matter. Give me your goods. We both need hats. And he needs 30 shurikens. And 10 of those, 10 of these. And 1 of these, because I definitely need to do some more running. Okay, so I'm going to equip, and then I'm going to... Oh, I don't want to put them on him, actually. Never mind. I'm going to put them on Sabin, because he has that, but he's going to do better with that. Because I don't want to lose him in case Shadow actually runs off. So he's not joking, by the way, when he said that he could leave at any time. The game kind of more or less makes him leave at a certain point, but the game also kind of has a randomizer on him, and that I could literally be out here fighting things in the crowd, and he could suddenly just be like, yeah, I'm done with you, and then walk away. And so you can lose Shadow like 5 minutes after you get him. I've actually had it happen before, and it sucks. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but they just did an attack, and the dog intercepted, that's the name Interceptor, the attack on Shadow. So that's pretty cool. The dog also comes in handy because what it does, like unlike anything else, is that people can block or they can dodge in this game. He doesn't just block and dodge, he has the dog who will sometimes like step in and catch attacks at him. And when it does, the dog retaliates with attacks like either Wild Fang or Takedown. Takedown basically does like high damage and is like a hardcore hit. Wild Fang kind of can instantly kill certain enemies. That's really cool. This is an Imperial base. Too many soldiers. Really? So I actually never did know that. I always wondered if he had some kind of hand in it, because I know he did a lot of designing. Tetsuya Nomura did a lot of designing in this game, and for all the crap that I give him as a game director, he actually does some solid design work. And one thing I did not know was that he actually did Shadow. So thank you for that, actually, Master Fran. I had no idea about that. Hey, have you heard? Oh, you mean... Shh. Quiet down. If Kefka catches us, we're toast. If he drives General Leo out of our battalion, he'll probably become the next general. Don't make me laugh. If someone like him becomes a general, I'll go home. Shh. What if he hears you? He'll be jailed. All right, all right. Uh-oh. Here he comes. Back to the waiting zone. Hey, you! You keeping a sharp lookout? Yes, sir. You're Kefka, correct? How are you, sir? Please, save your petty small talk. Just do your job. Whew. Someone's gotta put that guy away. I'd like to tell him to his face he's no General Leo. Shh. Do I always have to tell you to keep it down? You're hopeless. I hate that weirdo, Kefka. I don't even think he's human, not like General Leo. Agreed. You two, we're about to storm Doma Castle. You will join the assault team. Attack! It's hopeless. We can't keep them out. So it's finally happening. A moment, sir. Allow me the honor. Faithful retainer to his family's liege, with the courage and strength of 100 men. Everyone, welcome Cyan, the samurai. Nomura has a bunch of art and enemy sprite stuff started at FF5 or so. Yeah, he actually got his start like in the middle of a lot of that stuff and started making a name for himself with some of the design work. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. Yeah, it was the idea for the ninja class in 5, and I do believe that's actually true just because they had a lot of ideas that bled out of that into this game. Obviously, with so many of these guys being their own individual classes and stuff, you can definitely tell that a lot of that stuff came from Final Fantasy V if you ever got a chance to play it back in the day. In fact, you know, that's part of the reason one of the secret characters in here is actually a secret boss from Final Fantasy V. Anyway, let us give it a try. Basically, he was just saying, we're going to try and stop them from kicking ass. Sir Cyan, let their commander have it. So you can basically clear this thing, and I usually do it sometimes just to have fun. Just like kick the crap out of all these weirdos that are climbing all over the place and walking around like morons. But you can just walk straight up to this dude. I am Cyan, retainer to the King of Doma. I am your worst nightmare. And he means it too, by the way. So this is a counter-attack. He's going to use his axe move, and I'm going to retort. Boom! For 728 damage. Got a black belt out of it, too. The general's been defeated! Run! Walled up in there, we can wait out our enemy. Yeah, the anime swordsman. By the way, that was totally me doing the anime thing where I just, like, you know, stand fast and then suddenly slash the guy to pieces in one move. Oh, the top won't open. I believe depending on how you do this, it basically, like, has different effects. If you kick it, you summon the dog. No, a sentry, so I have to fight the dog. That's just 3 of them. And quite frankly, I need the experience anyway because I have to unlock his fire dance before we get further. But I will say this much. I can throw shurikens for good damage. So that's the thing with ninjas, or with Shadow. He has this one. Oh, here we go, Wild Fang. Yeah, did major damage to that one guy. That's why I love Interceptor. He's awesome. Awesome character. Yeah, anyway, so, I can keep using Throw as Shadow, it's no big deal, but I want to try and save some of the shurikens for later on. And you guys will see why. Yeah, run away, dog. Got a potion out of that fight. And a star pendant. There we go. Oh yeah, randomly counterattacks. I'm gonna put that on Cyan, obviously, when I get back to him, but for now, we're gonna focus on these two. And the way that we're doing this is that we actually have to play it stealthy, because if we don't, then we can actually end up fighting that soldier. And yes, he literally just looked over at me and didn't see me. There's nothing in here, I forgot. So the soldier does this basically, and then like you can just run past him right here. Oh! And now another important part. General Leo, the citizens of Doma seem to be playing a waiting game. So that's their strategy. General, we're ready to take the castle, just give the order. Patience. If we attack now, we'll have to sacrifice too many lives. But General, I'm ready to lay my life down at any time for the Empire. You're from Miranda, right? Yes, sir. Why? And your family lives there? Fall in battle and I'll have to deliver the bad news. What shall I say to them? You have a life to go back to someday. Don't throw it all away for nothing. Emperor Gestal would not want that. Yes, sir. General Leo, a carrier pigeon from Emperor Gestal. What? The Emperor summons me. I must return immediately. I understand, sir. Right. I'll leave Doma in your hands. Yes, sir. Okay, just don't jump the gun, please. Sir, leave it to us, sir. Right. So that's General Leo. He could be my friend if he weren't my enemy. Oh. We're not done here, it seems. Now that Leo's gone, I'll turn this water into a flowing river of poison. The Emperor has ordered me to return home. I don't want any trouble here. You loser. I'll take care of this situation in no time. Don't be pompous. And don't forget that they are people, just like you and me. We need not spare those lands that gave rise to the returners. You just go and be a good little boy. Is the poison ready? But General Leo said he's no longer here. I'm in charge now. Pour it! Some of our people are prisoners inside the castle. If we poison the river, do it. Take him all out. That's inhuman. Huh? Silence! Your history, bub. Youch! Kefka, wait! Wait, he says. Do I look like a waiter? But good one, Kefka. Wait! Wait! Quit running, you little weasel! What a toad! I'll show you, Toad. kick you in the mouth. Youch! Oh, we're just gonna do this again. Wait, he says, do I look like a waiter? Dun 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 dun. Huh? How long do you expect me to put up with you? Next time you're a goner. Well, you could put up a little bit of a fight instead of making me think that you're just all talk and no show. Oh, gripe. Hey, if you know what's good for you... Guess I gotta fight his little soldiers. There we go. I just used a ninjutsu ability and gave myself shadows. Shadows got shadows. Now we're gonna throw shurikens. Gonna throw them all day. And that's why I put the shadow on my character, because when they counter, they can do some heavy damage there. And it's kind of cheap. There we go. Got rid of everyone. Screw you. Nothing can beat the music of hundreds of voices screaming in unison. What a despicable jerk. Used chemical warfare and just poisoned everybody. Sir Cyan! The Empire's base is bustling with activity. Something must be up. Huh. The water looks odd. People dropping dead left and right. Sir Cyan! This is... poison. What low-down, contemptible... Guard our liege! This would be a perfect time for him to start running, you know, out of fear for his king's life, but sure, let's just leisurely walk. To the king on the double! Right, the king's room is near. There we go. Finally running. Oh, and too late. Your Highness, fear not. Who's there? Cyan, Excellency. Indeed. My sight is going fast. Can't see a thing. Excellency, hang on! Cyan, you have defended the realm since my father's days. Thank you. It's over. Our kingdom is through. Not yet, Highness. I fear for your family. Chest is on fire. Save your strength. Don't talk. Go. Run to your family. Highness! Sir Cyan. There have to be some survivors in the castle. Let's split up. Just gonna leave the king there dead, I guess. Oh, and there's his family. Elaine! Elaine, wake up! This can't be happening. Owain! Not you too! Son, you can't both leave me. Dear me. Impossible. Idiotic. We can't forgive this. The Empire must pay. I am Cyan, retainer to King of Doma. The enemy! Get ready, everyone! Whoa. May I give you a hand? Thank you, whomever you are. So basically, Cyan's set in like Berserker mode, so we just kind of have to do our own thing and he'll do his own thing. I really need to heal Sabin. We live in a society. If you want despicable jerks, you definitely need to play Suka. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've heard. Like, there's some truly low-down despicable jerks in that Suikoden game. That's why I'm definitely going to play that on here someday. I promise that much. I will find a way. Let me have at it. What a mess. Be careful, sir. Who released this poison? Look, we're gonna have to do this together. A thought had occurred to me as well. Oh, don't throw the Regal Cutlass. Yoink! Oh yeah, Cyan's got that counterattack. Thank you, kind sir. Allow me to thank you. I am Sabin from Figaro. Now let's scram. But what of my home? My family? My friends? Look, if we stick around any longer, we'll have a regiment of troops down our throats. Got him! Over here! Oh boy. I have a great idea. Come over here. Oh yeah, magic tech destruction, baby. Sir Sabin, what on earth are these? I'll explain later. Relax, just climb in. Sir Sabin, how might these abominations be manipulated? I'm getting sick of this. Thou art such a pain. Confound it all. I'm starting to talk like you. Now listen. Just use those levers located by your hands. Sir Sabin, it is I who is in your debt. Forget it. Now, come on. Hey, what are you doing? Ah, we can't stop now! Then let's just bust through. Yay, we all got magic tech armor. End of the line. Yeah, I'm gonna need to heal up Shadow real quick. I know nobody has like the Super Terra version of these magic tech armors. We just have basically like the standard models that do the bolts and everything. They do a lot of damage. Makes you wish you could just keep this going. Oh, here we go again. Soldiers and M-Tech armor. Oh. Fire beam, ice beam, bolt beam, boink. Oh yeah, go ahead and counter jerk. There we go. Cleared the way. Who said anything about running? Oh, now you're gonna get it. Pincer attack, baby. You and your Gestapo. potion times 2. Can't believe we've made it this far. Say, how do we get to Narshe from here? Narshe, eh? Only one route, through the forest to the south. Alright, it's decided, let's get going. And cool, we still have Shadow with us. Awesome. Oh, that's right, I was gonna equip the black belt on Cyan. Oopsies. Crap. I don't know the fire dance thing still. It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, come on, Sabin. I just did it, like, nice and simple there. There we go. Oh. Let's see, I have a tent, but we're gonna use it. Because we're getting kind of wounded here. I need to get Cyan quickly geared up. Give him that, and then I'm gonna give him that. And we're gonna save, because I haven't done that in a while. Yeesh. Still bad about that saving sometimes. I'm just too used to modern day games, man. Yeah, take down. Suck a shuriken, jerk face. Or a bolt. Boink. I gotta wonder if Dragon Ball Z ever thought, like, hey, what the hell, man, with your Kamehameha wave. The Phantom Forest. Here we go. Oh, free heal. Whee! Oh, it's a ghost. Gonna throw a shuriken at it. Never mind, it died. That ghost sucked. Gotta follow the sign. We're not gonna follow the sign here, because the game is trying to trick us there. Well, aren't you precious? Boink. There we go. Now we follow the sign. Because here we are. A train's there? But I thought Doma's railway had been destroyed. Maybe survivors inside. Let's take a look. Hey, we can get in right here. Sir Sabin? We can't just wander around out here. We have to go on board. Sir Sabin. Don't worry. Sir Sabin? What on earth? Let me off. This train's haunted. It's moving. If we don't get off now, it won't open. too late. What's with this train? This is the Phantom train. It carries the departed to the other side. Wait a second. I don't want to go there. We all have to go sometime. I have things to do here. We have to stop this thing. Let's make for the engine. We could do that. Or I could get me a ghost friend after we kick this bomb's ass. Yeah, take that, you exploding fireball. Here's my ghost friend. What is it? Seems to want to come with us. Bring it along? Sure. We have a ghost friend. Look at that spooky bastard. Can't do skills, can't do equips, can't do relics. And, spoiler, you can't heal him. He's basically a toss-away character. I manage this train. What business have you here? Tell us about the train. This train ferries the dear departed to the other side. There they can take their eternal rest. Alright, how do we stop it? Want to stop the train? Just use the controls in the engineer's compartment. Well, don't mind if we do. Be these time schedules? They're all blank. The Phantom train guides the departed ones to the spirit world. They have no need of schedules. What's this? Let me just give it a... Sir Sabin, maybe we shouldn't fumble with that. Gave it my best shot. How can you? How could you? Cyan, you're not scared, are you? How dare you? Just because I respect other beings' property doesn't mean I'm not mechanically minded. Cyan, you're a total klutz when it comes to machines. Silence! How could you tell? Alrighty. Oh, we got a new ghost friend there in case our new one falls down dead. Oh, that could actually happen here. So, it has this ability called Possess, and it's basically like a one-and-done ability. It's cool. The only problem is, using it immediately kills your friend there, so you basically just have to be ready to sacrifice him. And not for nothing, but you kind of want to try and keep him around at least a little longer than 5 minutes. Because, I mean, like, the thing about these ghost guys is that, like, they're not exactly, like, powerful by any means. But they're kind of like the teddy bear from Earthbound. In that when you use them, they kind of, like, sit there and take the hits. And you kind of want that right now. There we go. Man, I really can't wait to get Fire Dance. Still don't have it. Darn it. Howdy, folks. I have some great valued priced items. Yeah, this is why I actually want to talk to this dude, because I want to actually try and get some of this. There we go. Antidote, green cherry. I don't think there's anything that's going to imp us here, but I'm going to get 5 just to be safe. There we go. Got plenty of shurikens now. There we go. Just getting 6 just to be safe. Okay. Don't talk to any of these other ones. Either they'll attack you and they'll fight and they're stupid, or you, like, get stuck talking to them for more heals or getting help. Which we can't get any more friends. We already got a team of 4 now, so. Well, I could have gotten the other kinds of, ninja abilities, the fire scheme, stuff like that, I could actually do heavy damage to a whole group, but haven't unlocked those yet. So I'm stuck using shurikens. Alright. Getting out of here. Uh-oh. No escape. Friendly. So yeah, like I said, the ghosts don't do much. They do like 51 damage compared to everyone's almost 200. It's not much, but it is something. And like I said, assuming that you get lucky, they start using it like a teddy bear and they start attacking the ghosts, so hey. And if you get desperate and in a moment, you can use Possess and have it try and kill whatever it is that you're facing. Whatever did you think you were doing? No escape. Huh? No escape. Who's there? He came from this direction. No escape. Whoa, they're coming. No escape. This way too. You can't escape. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. You can't escape. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Bloody persistent. I believe we're stuck. I know. You have an idea? Okay. The time has come to see if all my training has paid off. Come, Cyan. Yahoo! Oh. No escape. Hey, uh-oh. Bloody persistent. We have to detach the rear train cars. Can't follow us now. Gotta throw it again. Alright, so heal him. And heal him. Didn't need to do that sleeping bag thing, but I know. Just wanted to make sure. Alright, everything's saved. Keep moving, keep moving. I think one of these guys is like a weapon shop eventually, but it's, like I said, I had to fight through every one of them that's not the weapon shop, and it's too much of a gamble, so it's not even worth my time. I'm just gonna keep on forging ahead because I want to get to the good stuff here. And those of you who've played already know what the good stuff is, but the rest of you are about to be treated to a surprise. Oh, the dining cart. Food! Food! Bring me everything you got! Are you going to be okay if you eat this? Worried. Can't wage war on an empty stomach. Sir, I won't hear any more of this kind of talk. Gobble. Snarf. Snap. HP and MP recovered, and status ailments like poison cured. Oh, and by the way, whoever is your first front guy is basically whoever responds to eating here. and it's different depending on who you got. So, like, if I put Cyan at the front, he would be, like, saying something different at that point. I could do it, but, like I said, we need to keep moving. Got stuff to do. Oh, cool, our ghost buddy got healed. Nice. Oh, there's our second pair of earrings. Ah, here we go. We're about to run into a fan. Stop where you are. I am Siegfried, the world's greatest swordsman. That treasure chest is mine. If I were you, Ox, I'd grab Grandpa here and run. You look more like a manicurist, now scram. Aha! The Ox bellows. Allow me to introduce my blade. Now he's Siegfried instead of Siegfried. Go, guys! Ha 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 ha! Give up? He can't really do any damage. Oh, and look at this. Takedown. And he's gone. Got a green cherry and 1 gold piece. What a bag of wind. Impossible. I'm the greatest. But I'll still laugh last. Wahaha! This treasure is mine. Ta-ta, cretins! So, in case you don't know, that's obviously a reoccurring character later on, for different reasons. And yes, he's also a comic relief, much like how Ultros kind of was there for a second there, too. Okay. Oh, Impresario. Need to talk to him. Want to stop the train? Just use the controls in the engineer's compartment. Alright, get out of my way. Dude is literally just like walking all over the place in my face. Get that whisper out of here. Receive Phoenix down. Sniper sight. Monster in a box. Here's where I generally just have my ghost buddy process and just get rid of this thing. Mainly because he doesn't have much purpose beyond this point in the game. So, like, keeping the ghost beyond here just means you lose him by lamer means. Whereas this means I could get to, like, sacrifice him and win. Got a hyper wrist out of it too. So there's something broken about the sniper sight as well, and it's mainly because I believe the accuracy stat is broken, or same thing with the vigor. One of those two is like a broken stat and it doesn't work the way that it's supposed to, so it's kind of garbage. But yeah, there's that. I want to put his vigor up, why not? I'm not gonna worry about these dudes, blah blah blah, gonna keep moving. Oh, here's the save compartment. Alright, we're coming up to the big boy part. I hope you're all hanging on to your butts. I don't want to fight these guys right now because they're going to use Demi on me and they're going to basically, like, bring me back to half health. Oh wait, this one's up. And these two are down, I believe. I believe that's the trick. Just throw the switch and... Huh? Nothing's happening. Oh, crap. Must be the other way around. Oh, no. Darn it. I can't remember, like, this is the one place where, like, no matter how many times I've done this game, I will forget this part for some weird reason. I try to remember. Oh, no, not that one either. Darn it. Still nothing. Darn it. Run away. Don't you demi me. So basically what the demi spell does, at least what he's trying to do there, is when it connects with your character, it basically takes you down by a quarter of your health. Maybe it's that one? Let's see. Dang it. If not, then it's this one down and the other one down and the middle one up. It's one of those two, I can't remember which. I'm hoping we can get past this crap. There we go. Please be the right switch combination. Just throw the switch in. Nope. Dang it. So it must be that way. Okay, so this one down as well, and the middle one up. Yep. Press the switch and the train will stop. There we go. Got the right one. Uh-oh. So, you've been slowing my progress. Oh, great. We gotta fight a train now. The ghost train. Well, Sabin knows how to deal with that. Suplex anyone? Boom! Love it. Literally did all this for that. Because now we're gonna just end this by being a cheap asshole. Boss fight done. Suplex City, population you, bro. Oh, I friggin' love it. I will let you go. But first there is something I must do. Yep, it was all totally worth it. I got to suplex the train. Oh. He actually stopped and let us off. Gulp. Where are we? Oh boy. Finally got off. We shouldn't be here. Let's go now. Oh. Cyan's wife and kid. No! Elaine! Owain! Cyan! Is that your wife and child? Departing? Whoa. Please, wait! Elaine! Owain! My love, you made me so happy. Don't forget me. Dad, I'll make sure Mom's alright. Kinda sad he lost him all over again. Leave him alone. Okay. kind of just have to wander around. Then, yeah. Blinks out, and then here we are. Man, I've done so many of these fights, I still haven't leveled up yet. I feel like the game is cheating me here. Just a smidge. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna call it here. We've literally been going for almost 3.5 hours now, so I think I should probably start to wrap this up here. I know it's kind of a weird spot, especially for people who know what's going on, but I feel like this is a good place to kind of get things going, because we're gonna just take off on another tangent, and we got probably another like 45 minutes before I can hit another place to actually wrap this up. So we're gonna call it here. Thanks so much for everyone who's joined me today. This has been a really fun return to things. I love this game so much, and I am so excited to keep going forward with this. We have made major headway. Thanks, Master Fran, for coming in and having some polite conversation with us. This has been a really good, enlightening discussion. I am glad that you enjoyed yourself. And for everyone, we will be back with some more of this next Saturday. We are going to keep going full steam ahead on this one, so I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be a really good time. For anyone who's interested, I have my Dead Space 2 playthrough tomorrow at 4 o'clock, so be there. It's Mountain Standard Time, by the way, so 4 o'clock MST. So be there or be square. And other than that, I will see you guys for that, or I will see you guys for this once again next week. Have yourselves a good night. Thanks everyone for joining me, and be safe out there.